So first of all, we should try to understand that unless buddhi is sharpened, unless you encourage the faculties within which decides, judges and discriminates, you cannot guide manas. But many a times your buddhi again and again says, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, and yet you do it. Why? Because your manas is in habit of motivating you. Your manas is under the control of you. Your manas controls your senses. The moment you wake up in the morning, you will find you are not coordinated. But try to understand what is that coordination. Your manas is not using the agency, tasting, touching, smelling, hearing, all the five senses. These agents are not being used by your manas. So when you talk about your manas, manas means 11, 10 senses and manas itself. 10 agencies, because he has got a powerful job in the factory of life. He exports and imports. That exports and imports, that has got all the power of exporting and importing, is called manas. Buddhi is a financial advisor that always says, don't do this, this is not good for the factory. But many a times you don't listen to your financial advisor, you see, because of false calculations, false assumptions. So when you do not listen to your buddhi, buddhi always says something to you, but you don't. Here you will have to establish coordination between manas and buddhi. Now, I used to talk to my master. I said, suppose I like to have something and I am motivated to do something, how shall I practice? He said, it's very easy. He said, now the hanky is here. You like to have it. To tell your mind to have it, but don't move your limbs. My mind wants to have it. Okay, mind, you can have it. I won't allow my finger, I won't allow my hands to move. What will happen to that thought? There is no cooperation with my manas. Here the indriyas, the senses do not cooperate, the agencies do not cooperate with my mind, and that's why I cannot have it. What will happen to that thought which was not realized? That thought will die. It might come back again because it's in the basement of your memory. Again motivate you to do the same thing, and again you can say, okay, my mind, you can have it, I will not. My body is not my mind. I don't know what mind is. If I cannot control my mind, at least I can control my physical body. So my mind says, habit is something good, that looks beautiful, stimulating to the senses and soothing to the mind. Habit. Okay, mind, you can have it, I cannot. So somewhere you have to understand the word anusasana in a practical way. That comes on 3 levels. Mind, action and speech. Here this is called discipline on the action. All the actions you perform through your limbs, you are disciplining them because you can see them. You can see your hands, you can grab your hands. So you can ask your hand, now, I am not going to grab this, and mind says, do it. Here you are disciplining your body, don't care for your mind. I am not going to have it. Again and again mind says, have it, it's something beautiful, something wonderful, gorgeous, you'll enjoy it. The body says no. Because you are training your limbs. By training your indriyas, you can help your manas. This is my point. By training your manas, you can help your indriyas. Because indriyas or senses are subordinate to your manas, mind. First of all, that aspect should be understood which distracts you. And it can happen any time. When you come out of your house, you don't intend to steal someone's something beautiful, wonderful. Your mind says, oh, it's beautiful, you like it. But it does not mean that anything you like it, you should have it. You see? You have to discipline yourself, otherwise you'll be torn apart. Your mind wants to have it, you want to taste it, your eyes like to have it, your skin likes to touch it, you will be nowhere. You have to discipline yourself. You know, there is one word which you use, is very strong. Say a story to somebody and that person says no. Finished. Your whole stories, your whole labor, all efforts are gone. The impact of no, you have to understand and learn to use with yourself and not with others. Never use word no to others with whom you live, whom you love. Learn to use that no for yourself. This will give you strength. No, I will not do this. Ramatirtha, a great sage, was very fond of apples. He writes, he could not, anywhere he found good apple and his palate used to run. You know, it became obsession for him. He used to think about apples all the time. Even if he was hungry, he wouldn't eat unless he saw good apple. His appetite was because of the apples. He would get an apple, so he would eat. He analyzed this, and one day he said, okay, my dear apple, I am going to set you right. So he kept apple, he would keep apple, clean it, wash it, cut it, put it in a plate, decorate it nicely, and would not eat it. In few days' time, that obsession was over. You will have to discipline yourself somehow or other. If you are prepared to discipline yourself, then there will be no problem. Because your buddhi is helping inside, telling you it's not good for you. For a diabetic patient, sugar is like poison. But I have seen diabetic patients being irresponsible, take more sugar. Like to steal sometimes sugar. They know it's injurious. Why? For lack of discipline. So you have to understand that for learning yoga science, which leads you to highest rung of life, which leads you to the samambunam of life, which leads you to the kingdom of wisdom, peace and bliss, which leads you to freedom from all pains and miseries, you have to discipline yourself. But life is not meant for don'ts. Patanjali never says don't do it. Patanjali said do it under conscious control. Don't say later on that I have committed mistake. Suppose you have stolen something and somebody caught hold of you and police says Is it good for you to do this? No. Why did you do it? Habit. You will have to analyze what is that habit you are talking of. I personally visited many interrogation centers where the criminals were interrogated in a very scientific manner. In Japan, then in Tokyo you will find every after 3 people there is 1 policeman. It's a crimeless city. Daylight all the time, at night, anywhere you go. Just people are drunk, but they don't disturb anybody. And if someone disturbs, immediately police holds them. I wanted to know how they interrogate the criminals. So they ask, why did you do this crime? I was drunk. What do you mean by you are drunk? When you are drunk, what happens? You lose your own consciousness, but your consciousness becomes active as far as others are concerned. I'll give you the example. The example will help you. You are drunk, and you don't know whether you are wearing clothes or not. But if somebody comes nude in front of you, you'll say, hey, nude man, where are you going? You ugly man, you don't know how to dress up? But as far as your own nakedness is concerned, you don't know anything about it. You see. It makes mind extrovert. You become very active as far as others are concerned. You become completely unaware as far as you are concerned. The criminals, the police officer says, I also drink. This crime you have committed consciously because you are a criminal. It's not under the influence of drinks you have done it. So somewhere you are suppressing something in your heart and mind, you see. And that suppression, you could not hit your mother and father because they support you in childhood. And you have that anger. And you are hiding that anger. Best of your part you express, the worst part you don't. The vast part of your personality remains submerged in the unconscious. So here you grow anger within you, and outside you smile. When your friend comes, you say, hello, how are you? Very polite. And people call you civilized, and you are highly educated and well-dressed. But inside you are holding anger. Now, when you get married to your wife, you get married to somebody, make her wife, make many promises. Oh, I will be looking after you. You will be queen of my heart. You will be angel between sun and moon. You see, you make many, many things, and poor girl believes you. And then you get married to her. Get married to her, now it's easy for you. She's the easy prey for you. So you let out your anger on her. It could be done by woman to man too. Don't think that I am tempering women only. It can be done both ways. And then he lets out all his anger on his wife because he could not let it out on his mother, his father, his friends. They will challenge him. If the woman is weak, she will accept it. First time she will accept it. He loves me. I don't know what has happened. Let me help him. He is an angry man. But that anger was not expressed fully, so next day he gets angry again. So woman becomes a little defensive. And third day she says, okay, if you behave this way, I will also create my defense mechanism. Look at the anger here. Prepare somebody to become defensive and shares that criminality to her. Why drunkards are prosecuted? Not that they are hurting themselves. Who cares? If you jump in the ocean, then nobody is going to prosecute your dead body. You see. But if you pull somebody and jump with him, trying to kill him, that is considered crime. Both are crimes if you kill yourself or kill somebody. Under the influence of such intoxication, you forget yourself. The fourth sutra says, Vritisarupyam, etc. You are identifying yourself with your thoughts. I am bad, I am bad, I am bad. These suggestions you give. I am good for nothing. I am ugly. Nobody likes me. This is mild. That goes on. Everyone hates me. If nobody likes you, does not mean everyone hates you. No, everyone hates me. Everyone is looking at me. Everyone is picking at me. This goes on and this becomes a sickness. Therefore, Patanjali says, first thing you should learn to understand is discipline. Discipline yourself. Discipline should not be forced by others, by teacher, by others. Now I'll tell you. We human beings, no matter how much we claim to be civilized, we are still animals. We are speaking animals. We are narrating animals. Because remove the police force and military for some time, for 3 months in the world, and there will be hardly people living in the world. Our morality is being guarded by the police. If you really want to see the nation, remove police for some time and you'll see there will be no New York, there will be no Los Angeles, there will be chaos all over. This discipline is being forced on us by the state because we are not disciplined.